I'm Chaplain Bruce Cook, and I'm an endorsed chaplain with the United Methodist Church. And I'm very happy to say that it's been a pleasure to work at Brighton Gardens and Delmar Gardens as a religious volunteer. The last 6 to 8 months, I've gone in weekly with other chaplains and other volunteers, and I've met the residents, and they've really become my friends and my neighbors. I no longer see them as a elderly resident. I see them as a Fran or a Joe or a Bucky or a Tom, a Mabel, a Helen, a Dot. I see them individually, and I find out about their family, their friends, their problems, the problems of aging. And I try to mentor them and pray with them and spiritually care for them in an individual basis. And sometimes I run groups here, and I visit back in the reminiscence unit, and I talk to family members who are experiencing Alzheimer's with their loved one. And I try to be comforting and consoling and connect them to some resources in the community. I'm also looking for any crime victimization that might occur in any of these places and work with the directors to make sure that they can prevent crime and stop crime. The kinds of crimes that sometimes occur, not necessarily in these facilities, but sometimes occur in elder care facilities, are residents or family or relatives or volunteers or staff might possibly get involved in either taking something from a resident's room, or a relative or caregiver might take something from a relative's account in terms of money without the resident knowing about it or approving it. And that sometimes leads to elder care fraud or elder care abuse or neglect. And when we find those instances, we let the staff here know. A lot of times when somebody loses a property item and they tell us about it, we tell the staff about it, and the staff investigates and deals with it in an appropriate manner so that they feel protected and their personal safety is protected while they're here. We look for bruises, we look for signs of any kind of abuse or neglect, and if we see any, we report that to the director and it's looked into. We have been real pleased that these two facilities have been run in an outstanding manner, and we have found very few instances of any problems, and whenever we have, we've pointed those problems out to directors, and they've been successfully investigated and handled in such a way that the resident feels that they're protected and safe. Another aspect of our grant with the Substance Abuse Prevention and Related Violence Program of the General Board of Global Ministries was to look at ways in which residents might be abusing alcohol or drugs here in this facility. And we have found some residents are drinking too much, which may hurt their medication, or they're using medication that conflicts with other medication. They're either over-medicated or they're under-medicated, or they're not taking their dosage, or they are giving some drugs that they got at a Publix store, like Tylenol and other kinds of drugs. They're purchasing them and giving them to other residents, which might conflict with the other residents' medication. We are trying to work with existing staff here to stop any kind of medication abuse and alcohol and or drug abuse. That was one of the purposes of our grant. Another purpose of our grant was to make disciples of Jesus Christ, and we felt the best way to do that was just come in here and be a Christian caring person. And we've already found that some of the residents want to attend our local church, and they've come by van and have worshiped with us. And we have run worship services, communion, Bible study, and prayer services, and we've run individual and group sessions here at both facilities. And we feel like the best way to make a disciple of Jesus Christ is sort of to be a sermon rather than to talk a sermon. Be here physically week after week, be a friend, be a neighbor, be a good Samaritan, and listen to them when they have their loved one goes down and gets sick or goes in the hospital or falls and hurts his hip or hurts his head or hurts her head and has to be taken in an ambulance out of here. We call the chaplain at that hospital and have them go visit and tell them we're thinking about them and praying for them, caring for them. When they come back, we have a prayer for them to get well. We just try to be a Christian caring person, and we think that is the way that will make disciples of Jesus Christ. We're not limited to just Christians. We have some atheists. There's a Buddhist. There's a Jewish. Several Jewish people here, And we don't discriminate in terms of our chaplaincy. We just go and minister to whoever is here in this facility. Several of them are at different levels of deterioration in terms of their memory at Brighton Gardens, and we just work with them wherever they are the best we can. Another purpose of this grant was to alleviate human suffering by being a mentor and a caring Christian person to meet with them, and so that's why we trained 10 volunteers in addition to the 3 chaplains who can come in as well. We were trying to essentially look at it from the standpoint of what can the United Methodist Church do with elder care facilities across the nation. We sometimes pass by them and ignore them, and we need to be good Samaritans that don't do that. Go in and stop and listen and pray and care for our neighbors that are in elder care facilities. There's no difference in them and us except that they're just a little older than most of us. Many of them were very active in their churches and in their communities, and so they're happy to reacquaint involvement with the church through either a chaplain or a Bible study or communion or a prayer group. So we try to fit in with whatever Brighton Gardens and Delmar Gardens needs, and we've been real pleased with the support of the staff and the way professionally that they have cared for the residents and protected them, protected their personal safety, protected their medications and dosages, protected their, if they find out that they're using or abusing alcohol or drug abuse, in terms of stopping that. And it's been a very successful partnership all the way around. We see this as an opportunity for the General Board of Global Ministries of the United Methodist Church to expand elder care ministry across the United States and make sure people are safe, protected, cared for, comforted, all in Christ. And we just are so thankful that the Substance Abuse Prevention and Related Violence Program of the General Board of Global Ministries chose to award us a small grant to pioneer this kind of program. And we look forward to its expansion in the future by the General United Methodist Church. Thank you very much.